out of life. Go out to a movie.
Episode of the Red Rabbit Drive-In Theater
Woohoo.
with my buddy, good friend Slinky, and the host with the most.
Well, hey, man, this is awesome. Now we get to force people to listen to what the hell we talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Well, what? We both agreed without any hesitation on what we were going to talk about on this episode. The very first one.
Yeah, I mean, naturally. I mean, like, I remember this was going to be, like we talked about this for a long time doing Darkman.
Yes. And, oh, boy.
So without further ado, folks, our first episode is about the Sam Raimi classic, Darkman.
Dude, I have so much fucking love for this movie, it's not even funny. Like,
well, me and you fanboy out every time we talk about Darkman.
Yeah, we talk about this movie a lot. Like, a lot.
Yeah, like, I mean, I've met other people that appreciate this film and that enjoy it, but I don't think the only other person that I know that comes close to maybe loves this film as much as we do is my buddy Scott from Read More Comics plug.
Yeah.
I think because he dressed up like Darkman for.
I did when I was 13. I never told you that.
Oh, you didn't tell me that. That's
yeah.
I always wanted to. Like,
I look like a scumbag mummy, but like I was Darkman, dude. Like,
dude, that's awesome. That's at least you got a chance to do it. That's always something I've wanted to do. Like, I think Darkman has been the one. Like, I wouldn't say I'm a cosplayer, but if I was, Darkman is always like my go-to number one. Always wanted to be Darkman.
I've never cosplayed at a con. Like, as a graphic artist, all the cons I've done over the years, I've never seen a Darkman.
Neither have I.
That's a shame, because he's such a cool character.
He's such an awesome character. Like,
what's funny is I like to say he's a comic book character that first appeared in a movie. That's what I like to call him.
That's perfect. That's fucking perfect. Well, how do you want to dive into this? You want to dive into
it? Because I love every damn frame of that movie. That's the thing.
So do I.
You know. Well, I guess, all right, let's start at the beginning. Sam Raimi wanted to do a comic book movie, like a Batman / Shadow type movie.
Yes.
One of my favorite characters is.
He wanted to be the Shadow, but couldn't get the licensing from Universal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so he said, screw it. His own character. And like, dude, he owned it with this character, man. Like, it's the whole, tragic hero, yada, yada, yada.
Great home run.
Yeah, dude, knocked out of the park with this movie. As a kid, I lost my mind when I saw the trailer. Cause, the trailer is just awesome. Makes it look so, cool. But no, to me, the trailer doesn't do the movie justice. When you watch the movie, like, your mind melts.
It does. It melts just like, Peyton Westlake's liquid skin when it hits the 99-minute barrier.
Turn the lights off.
I always forget about that.
Movie, man. All right, well, let's see. How old were you when you first saw the movie?
I think I want to say I was 7, 8 years old, somewhere around that age. Okay. And I did see a trailer for it first. I can't remember. I think it was on TV or something. It might have been one of those, like, old school 30-minute time spot. Well, they still do the TV spots, so I don't know why I'm calling it old school. But, the 30-second
yeah.
I remember seeing it. I just always remember seeing that what I always remember is seeing that scene where he's being chased down by Durant on the chopper when he's jumping on those buildings and all those.
Yeah, and shooting those grenades at him. Yeah. Yep.
That's what I always remember from the trailer and being like, oh my God, what is this? This looks awesome. This character looks awesome. And my dad eventually, I didn't see it in the theater, but I remember my dad renting it after it came out.
Okay. I saw a trailer for it when I was a kid. I don't have a photographic memory, but I have, it's damn near. Like it's,
yeah.
My mom was watching Forever Night. Do you remember that show?
Oh yeah, the vampire cop. Yeah.
We were at the campground and we had a little TV in the trailer. We used to go camping and have rabbit ears, the whole thing. And, I'm on the floor playing with my toys and whatever. And, boom, trailer for Darkman. And it's like, they destroyed everything he had. Now crime has a new enemy and justice has a new face. And I'm like, woo! Like,
great.
Holy mess me up. So whatever, I was still on my Batman kick, 9 or 10. And,
yeah.
Mom rented it, came home from the store. She's like, I got Darkman. And like, I freaked the F out. Hurtled the chair and yeah, man. It was cool because this is in the era of mom and pop video stores, which I greatly miss. If you were early enough, you could put dibs on the posters that they would have hanging up. And mom, shit, man. And she came home from the video store one day and she had like I want to say she had Halloween 5 and she had Darkman, the two posters.
What a fucking combination there, man. Wow.
Yeah, because they came out around the same time. But I had all these kick-ass movie posters in my room because my mom would get them from the video. My mom was cool as fuck, man. Like, anyway. Lost my mind when I watched Darkman. Thought it was so cool because, again, it's the tragic hero, yada yada. Not to repeat myself, but it was around that time.
Well, it was the cliche before it became a cliche, if you think about it.
The hero journey kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi. And Sam Raimi, I love all his movies for the most part. Like,
everything except for the love of the game with Kevin Costner.
That movie. It blows my mind. So yeah, but like his horror stuff is, cause he's a big fan of Three Stooges. So there's slapstick stuff and then there's little scenes where you wouldn't think are funny, but Sam Raimi does them. So he adds like a little, it's like unintentionally funny, but it's not. He did it on purpose. Like it's weird. It's weird how he does certain scenes in movies where it could be like
you just know it's Sam Raimi, though. You know
it's in films.
I mean, like, okay, excuse us, folks, for our excitement. It's just when we talk about this film specifically, me and Slinky get so excited about it. And so stoked about it. Like there's like our minds are moving a mile a minute just thinking about it. Like I remember, I don't know if my dad rented it at a mom and pop shop or if he rented it at a Blockbuster, because I do remember Blockbuster being a big part of my childhood, remembering old Blockbuster art and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure it was Blockbuster or that he rented it from. And I just remember being like, here's the thing. I don't think I told you this. I don't think I knew what to think of it at first. When I first saw it.
Different. Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know if I liked it. It stuck with me. That's for damn sure. But I don't think I really began to appreciate it and love it until probably about 3 or 4 years after it came out. It was like when I was like 11, 12 years old, where I'm like, wait, watching it again and being like, oh my God, this movie's amazing.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple of Sam Raimi films that did. Army of Darkness was another one that had that similar effect on me, where I saw it one time and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. And then a few years later, I'm like, oh my God, it's brilliant. Like, so Darkman and Army of Darkness are those films that Sam Raimi did where it had that same, pretty much that same effect on me. And I remember getting Darkman at the Suncoast Video Store in fucking the mall, if you remember that.
Motion Picture Company. Yep. Yeah.
Oh man, like
I miss
I got
that.
God, at $24.95.
Yeah, VHS was like, here's your toe, your firstborn,
Yeah. I got that, Black Rain, and The Thing all at that store.
Oh man,
like crazy, like, but yeah, and I remember like, that VHS being like one of my prized possessions because I just loved the Darkman box. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Well, the poster's gorgeous. The poster's really when you look at it, it's like, all right, look, it's the definition of a movie poster. It's supposed to draw you in and make you want to see what the hell's going on. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it was a lot like album covers, like it had that same effect. Like, you saw the cover and it's like, this is what makes you want to watch the movie. Like, or listen to the album, it's that same effect because I remember I'm almost 99% positive that was my first introduction to Liam Neeson.
It was to me, yeah. It was for Larry Jake, Francis McDormand, Liam Neeson, Ted Raimi.
All of those characters, all those people. Yeah, Francis McDormand as well, Liam Neeson, Larry Drake, and Colin Friels, which played, oh my God, Strack, yeah.
Louis Strack. For some reason, I can never remember the guy's name.
Yeah, neither can I. Like, I remember every character but him. Like,
such a bitch in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I always remember that line when he says to Julie, like, he was like, I was married once. I remember, like, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I just remember him saying, let's just say this. I landed on my feet.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Like, but like, all right, because let's see. I'm trying to think. When I first saw the movie, I was still in my like Batman, beat up the bad guys kind of phase. So,
oh yeah,
I thought that was cool when I was a kid. But I really honestly, I didn't really pay attention to the movie until not pay attention, but like really, like till I was probably like 13, But see, by then I had already read a ton of Shadow comics, The Shadow, and so the image of Darkman really, stuck out. Because I remember we were walking in a mom and pop video store in Florida right after we moved down here, and I just, for some reason, the movie box jumped out at me again, and I'm like, oh yeah, Darkman. Let me check this out. And I watched it again when I was like either 13 or 14. Melted my mind. Because that's when I actually paid attention to the story. And then, I had already seen Evil Dead 1 and 2, loved them, Army of Darkness. And then, Sam Raimi? And that's when I kind of fell into the Darkman hole.
How could you not?
But like, honestly, man, the movie's so fun. Like, there's people that I've talked to, they've seen it. Oh yeah, Darkman, blah, blah, blah. And like, that's like, that green lights my nerd brain to start, like going into Darkman territory, and they're lost. They don't, you're the only person that's even close. So
I know what's interesting. I don't know. I'm pretty sure because me and you had so many conversations about Darkman in the past. Isn't he basically responsible for your love for the Shadow?
Kinda, but not real. Because the thing is, I was into Batman, and then my grandparents would tell me they used to listen to the Shadow. Because we were watching like Entertainment Tonight, I think, and they did a segment on the '89 Batman, and they mentioned the Shadow in the little segment. And my grandparents were like, "Oh, we used to listen to The Shadow." And I'm like, "What? What's The Shadow you speak of?"
Yeah.
They used to tell us. They used to tell me, "Oh, Orson Welles and blah blah blah," and "Oh, who knows what evil lurk." So my grandparents got me into The Shadow, and I'll say this: The Shadow, I guess, made my love for Darkman more, if that makes sense. I guess it's weird.
That totally makes sense. Like,
yeah. I love The Shadow, man. I used to have the radio recordings, man. Blue Coal, sponsored by Blue Coal. Like, oh yeah.
I'm trying to remember because the Shadow movie came out a couple of years after Darkman did.
By 94.
Because it was 94. And, I remember I saw that in the theater and I remember thinking when I saw it, I'm like, man, he reminds me of Darkman.
Yeah.
And then finding out that, that's what Sam Raimi originally wanted to do. The other cool little tidbit of information for any other Darkman nerd that's listening.
Out there. We will find you and we will drop off this Darkman shit on you. So we'll
I think people that know this and love and find this film to be as beloved in their minds as it is ours will know and appreciate the fact that we also know that they played the Darkman theme in the Shadow trailer.
Yes. That's right. A lot of people won't catch that, but they did.
Yeah.
Darkman, I consider it a comic book movie.
Same here.
Yeah, let's see what else. All right, let's get into the flick. Okay. It opens like an 80s action piece, I think.
Oh, with Eddie Black.
That's what I wanted to tell you. In the show, the pilot, Eddie Black comes back.
Oh.
He's one of the main. Yeah, dude. Oh, we got so much to cover, bro. We got to hurry up on.
That's so great.
Opens up on the docks. Some shady dealings are going to go down, and this is just to show you like how badass these guys are. Like,
yes, that Durant is no one to fuck with.
Yes, dude. I wouldn't fuck with Eddie Black or Robert G. Durant. No.
Well, I mean, Robert G. Durant and his crew single-handedly took out almost the equivalent of a small army of Eddie Black's goons. You know?
The cigar cutter and a fake leg.
Oh, God. And also, by the way, some of the greatest lines in cinema history all take place in that scene, especially when Eddie Black goes,
the joke, yeah.
It's like, yeah. He was like, used to have a girlfriend that had a bum leg. Yeah, what happened? Had to break it up.
Oh, God. Man. It's like when you're a kid, it's a lot of the humor and shit in the movie's wasted on you because you don't get it.
No, you don't catch it at all. It's something that
watching it again.
You're older.
Yeah. Watching it again, I was dying watching this shit because I'm like, hysterical. The dude's hopping around until the guy grabs his fucking arm. So like,
I always love, and then I love Eddie Black's like, all right, cut the crap. He's like, number one, I don't like anybody trying to muscle me out of my property. And he's like, oh, what was it? And he goes, and especially a bunch of dates. And you don't like that? Cut your balls off. Maybe that'll be factory to you. God, it's so, come on, man.
Because they wiped that character out so early, but like, he's really funny. It would have been cool to see him, like say have Darkman go up against Eddie Black. Like that would have been pretty cool, man.
They should have followed that issue, that Marvel release back in the day.
Yeah, it would have Battle of the Liners, like fucking.
Yeah, because remember Eddie Black came back with a bionic hand. Yeah, this is how much of me and
comics. Yeah.
The movie. Like we know these little things. Like Eddie Black to us is like Red Skull to your normal comic.
Shoots are real, yeah, it's like in the 1990 Captain America, how they utilize Red Skull. He's the Red Skull for like 6 minutes, and then he's just some German guy playing the piano. It's like, damn it. But, so alright, it opens like, 80s action set piece. Like you're waiting for Schwarzenegger to come and throw a knife and be like, stick around. Like it's fucking just total, macho, machine guns, shit blowing up, cars driving through crates and stuff. It's insane, man.
So elegant.
He's just standing there like he's ordering a pizza. It's not even affecting him, man.
He's not even like, he's not shook by anything that just went on in that entire scene. And he just walks up to Eddie Black and he goes, let's consider my points.
He's so sick, man. Like it's
and he was like,
I have 7 more.
Oh my God, that's such a great line. Like, what was the first thing he says? Like,
because I had it on the other day, but I was just taking notes because, I got it doesn't matter.
I try not to let my anger get the better of me.
That's right. Tink.
Don't always succeed. Number 2. Number 3, I have 7 more points left. Oh, that's so great.
Eddie Black goes into the fucking opening credits, and it's like, that's awesome, man. Like, that's how the movie starts. Like, that's...
Dude, and that amazing Danny Elfman theme, which is still my favorite Danny Elfman score of all time. I know a lot of people will say 89 Batman. It's Darkman for me. Like, I love that theme.
Well, it's real. All right, I'm because I have like a deep love for 89 and Batman Returns. My favorite score that he did for Batman is, I'll be honest with you, it's Batman Returns. To me, it's a lot darker and more macabre. But his Darkman march is on point. Like, it's really cool.
It's one of, to me, it's one of the greatest Danny Elfman scores ever. Probably, and still, maybe not the best, but it's certainly my favorite Danny Elfman score.
There's a track on that soundtrack. It goes with the movie. It's the part where, again, all right, Peyton Westlake, he's a scientist, has a girlfriend, he's developing fake synthetic skin, won't last past 99 minutes. Then there's an accident. There's something at his lab. The lights go out, and the skin lasts past 99 minutes.
That's right.
What is it about the dark? What is it about the dark? Ooh, Liam Neeson. I
don't know, Zacatito, but I just
So like, all right, listen, if you haven't seen the movie, I don't know what to tell you, because we're just gonna plow through everything.
This is definitely a spoiler alert, but I'm really disappointed if you haven't seen this movie. Now, if you do, if this makes you really interested in seeing this movie, hit the pause button. Like, you should hit the pause button, like, 5 or 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, you're just spoiling the hell out of it, man. Like, So.
We'll just the description for this episode.
Yeah, no, I'll put a disclaimer in this. I mean, the movie's like 30 years old, man. Come on. So anyway, the scene where he's in the hospital and what's her name? Crap, she's from American Werewolf, the nurse. She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Agatha, that's right.
Yeah,
she's amazing. Yeah.
She explains, like, this nerve endings are gone. It's like, you can stick a pin in him, and he can't even feel it.
Yeah. And then she goes on to say, people who feel no pain, their emotions run wild. So he escapes from the hospital. He comes to, and but there's a song that the score, it's called "Woe the Darkman Woe."
Yes.
And it's so pretty. It's so pretty.
And the scene is so memorable because that's where he finds his trademark jacket.
Yeah, yep. And there's a lot of real striking visuals in the movie too. Like Sam Raimi really crafted a good movie with this because he's in the alley, it's pouring rain, and he finds this jacket and puts it on, and then he sees Julie across the street, you know, only a movie would have it, and he can't talk yet, you know, because he just woke up, and he's all looking like the mummy and shit, and it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. So, but the music, and then it shows him, he goes back to his lab, and it's, you know, totally destroyed, blah, blah, blah. And then he just says you see him collecting, you know, trashed scientific instruments and stuff like that, you know. And he's like, home. That's all he says. And then the movie, it's so good. So good. But yeah, no, Danny Elfman's score is on point in this movie.
It's quintessential Danny Elfman, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything you know and love about Danny Elfman, there you go, right there, you know? Like, the other thing that's great about it is, in that scene you were talking about when he's collecting all of his, you know, his damage.
And a shopping cart, like a hobo, you know? Like
when his hand gets, you know, set on fire a little bit, he's got to put it down. He's like, they took my hand.
That's so sad. Like, Jesus Christ.
It is. Like, you know, like, you feel like this kind of manicness that, you know, Peyton's going through. I mean, fuck, man, anybody would go through that. Your life has been destroyed for just some stupid fucking mix-up, you know?
Like, what? Really? That's what you destroyed my life for? Now I gotta cut you. Like, yeah, dude. Like,
okay, now another disclaimer for people. They're probably might be confused because we're telling scenes, we're jumping to scenes.
Out of sequence. Yeah.
They're not in sequence, so we apologize for that. But
just pause to watch the movie, damn it. Like, so.
We're basically talking about our Hall of Fame favorite scenes in
the scene where it shows his hands typing on the computer, and he has the skin on one, but his other hand is just, it's really cool, and it's stop motion.
It is, like, another one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when he's listening to Durant's phone call, and he's like, just fine. Just fine.
Oh, God. I love it, man. That movie, like, it's hard to describe, like, how to, like, really, like, you know, categorize the movie. Because it's all over the place. Like, it's a comic book movie, but it's a, action. There's a ton of comedy in it, though. That's the thing, like, and I'll say this. Revenge is a dish best served cold. Okay? Revenge he takes on Durant and his crew is fucking spectacular. Like, it's really badass, man.
Especially with Ted Raimi's character.
That's one of my favorites.
Oh my God, I love that scene. Like when he was like, I know,
Rick. I know,
but let's pretend.
He opens the fucking manhole cover with his head, like.
Like Ted Raimi's character doesn't even seem fazed by the fact that his head just got clunked on the manhole cover. He's just screaming and terror with all these semis driving by. Did they try to steal that death in the second Darkman movie? I'm pretty sure. But
I have to revisit that one, man. Like, I told you, man. Like, I'm so out of it on 2 and 3.
They're so entertaining.
So, all right, let's see. It's definitely a Sam Raimi flick when you watch it. There's a bunch of different hallmarks. Like, if you're a Sam Raimi fan, you can tell certain scenes add to it. Even the credits. If you really pay attention to the credits, it's like a shot of his face and head out of focus, just moving around with colors behind it.
That's right.
You know, and then the carnival scene, obviously, the parts of the music, some music cues, you hear the la 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 la, like.
There's no way we can't not talk about the carnival scene. Like,
Well, hold on. We'll get to it though. That's the thing, because I want to fucking. Then it's weird because he develops the skin, and it takes a long time because he puts photos of himself in, and then it has to duplicate them on the other side. So it takes I forget how many hours.
Yeah, because remember the computer has that damaged photograph that he put in the computer, and he starts freaking out for a few seconds, and then he finds the bank repaired it. I can't remember. It's and he's like, quadrants. That's all I remember him saying. Yes, quadrants.
Movie science, bro. Movie science.
And he starts typing, and then his face becomes restored. And that's another thing that's brilliant about that movie. The liquid skin, the way it looks when he puts the masks on, even though it's their faces, but they look like liquid skin. Isn't that nuts? When he first comes back to the gravesite and Julie sees him for the first time and he's wearing the mask, it's I remember always thinking, that's totally, it's just barely plausible as a real face. You know what I mean?
If that makes any sense.
Well, yeah, because, essentially he's putting on, a Halloween mask, but it's just taped to its face,
Exactly.
The part that always made me kind of it's, trust me, I love the movie. I will argue anybody who tries to find a fault in it. But, one thing that I kind of when he puts on the mask of whoever, his face takes on the bone structure of their face.
Oh, yeah.
It's Robert G. Durant, his bone structure is not the same as Liam Neeson's.
Yeah.
So and that's all. That's it's a movie, dude. It's
it made me think when I was talking about the first time that he appears to Julie with the liquid skin mask of his old face. And I always think about that scene in the beginning at the funeral when he's talking to the guy. You know what I'm talking about? And he goes like, all they found was a little piece of ear. Didn't take me very long to bury that.
But then the scene, again, at the carnival where the skin starts to melt because he went past 99 minutes. That's crazy how they did that, man. And it's an animatronic. Yeah. What is it? What did you say?
Oh no, because you're saying when the masks, when it gets past the 99-minute barrier and how it bubbles up.
Yeah, it starts bubbling, and they really show it. They really go for the gold during the carnival scene because they show it melting, literally melting off his face and his hands, on his cheek and stuff. That scene's incredible because they used an animatronic, and I'll tell you what, dude, I didn't know they used an animatronic until I read it.
Shit, I didn't know that either.
I'm saying, I thought it was his face, but it's not. It's an animatronic of his head. Yeah.
Great.
Dude, there's some stuff in this movie that was way ahead of its time, and it really went overlooked, and it's a shame.
No, it really is. It really, really is, because this is just one of those movies that, I think has always been massively underappreciated, and it kind of set. Here's the thing that's really cool. It kind of also set the cards for over a decade later for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
There's so much Darkman-isms in the first Spider-Man film, and I think that's another reason why I love the first Spider-Man so much.
All right. It's the scene where Darkman is swinging on the hook, grabs Julie from Strack, and they show a scene of Darkman holding Julie, in frame, swinging in the background.
Yeah.
In Spider-Man, when he saves Mary Jane during the event, and she has that weird Japanese dress on, literally, that's the same shot from Darkman.
Oh, that's right.
saves Mary Jane from the Green Goblin the first time, and it's just an in-camera shot of Spider-Man from like his chest up, and he's holding Mary Jane. Literally, it's the same fucking shot, dude.
Yeah.
It's just a Sam Raimi, you know. Trying to think. Let's see. I don't know. The movie, then, you know, he starts using the liquid skin to mess with Durant's, you know, business. He starts making Richmond look like they're, you know.
Which also, that Japanese guy was also in the shadow, by the way, ironically enough.
Yes, he was. I'll bury them beside you. Shoot through him.
Yep.
He will cover the shadow one day. And,
oh my God.
People will fucking marvel. Yeah.
I love that scene where he's like, he was like, he's asking, he's like, where's
the father to me? Shoot through him. Like, yeah, dude, I think there's another one we're gonna like, people are gonna be like, Jesus Christ, man, that fucking fat guy knows a lot about the shadow. Well, you do, both are well versed on the character, you know, very, very much so. But, all right, yes, back to Darkman.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna say, like, the other thing that always kind of made me laugh about that guy from the shadow that's in Darkman, when he's like trying, like, because, you know, remember Robert comes there and, you know, obviously it's Peyton dressed up as Durant, but he was like, I don't have the money right now, but sometime soon I will have it. Okay, Robert. Like, and
it's funny because he goes and clips the cigar, but he clips it like mad short. That was cool, man. Okay, Bob. Like,
you win.
Like I said, there's so much, you know, there's a lot of funny moments. When the two Durants are in the spindle door, you're like, oh, snap. Yeah. Shoot him, not me. Like, that's great, dude.
I love it because he goes, whose little girl are you? Or what was it he said? Like, whose little, he was like, little man, you're dead.
Yeah, dude. Like, oh man. All right, well, we'll go. All right. The thing about this is when this movie came out in, you know, the early 90s, beginning of the decade, they didn't license a lot of products from movies like this. You know, like at the time, who would have thought, hey, little Billy's going to go want to buy a Darkman action figure? Nobody, you know, thought. You and I were twisted.
Exactly.
Fast forward, they put out a banging Darkman figure, which we both own.
Yes.
So it's kind of sad because like nowadays you go into like Spencer's or Hot Topic and there's figures, toys from fucking everything, man. But in the early 90s, you know, you had like Batman, G.I. Joe, stuff like that. Well, I guess a couple companies should I go into the did you know stuff or?
Yeah, you definitely should. Like, I mean, here's the thing. We do not have a normal format as far as like.
Well, no, it's the Red Rabbit. So we go all over, man. You know, we go all over.
You're getting the same topic. We're talking about the same film, but yeah, now if you're somebody that's already familiar with this film, you've already seen it, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, you're right here with us. Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. So Darkman came out. I guess it was a moderate success. It, you know, I don't think it bombed. I say it bombed, but
no, I think they said that it was a moderate success. Like, because I think it said it made a little bit more than what the budget was, I believe.
And that's enough to keep a director working. So
yeah.
So it did enough to where I guess it spawned a pilot for a TV show.
It's crazy.
This blew my mind when I read this because I was like, what? What is this? You know,
blew my mind.
Yeah, I was wondering. I'm like, if he knows about this, that's so they altered the story around and they had a British guy come in to play Dr. Westlake. Totally changed the story around. Like, there was never a document that they had to seek out to hide their evil business dealings and stuff. Julie dies in the explosion. It's all messed up. Eddie Black is still in the picture. You might have taken that from the comics, or the comics took that from the pilot. Who knows? I have no clue.
I like to think that the pilot took it from the comics.
And again, the movie spawned comics. And another thing that they rarely do anymore, Marvel Comics used to put out magazines, not comic books, but magazines, it was a fucking comic book, but it was giant. You know, it was like magazine size.
Oh,
and,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and the Punisher, they did a lot of them with the Punisher in the 70s. Darkman was one of the titles elected to have a magazine. So I think there's 1 or 2 issues, and that's it. But the cover for the first Darkman magazine is gorgeous. It's really nice. Like it's on par with the movie poster. It's really beautiful.
Track that down.
Yeah, they did. Marvel Comics did a 3-issue adaptation of the movie, which I have. I have those 3 issues.
Yeah, I do.
The art's really cool in them. Like it's not, Todd McFarlane level, but it's cool.
Especially with the one on the building. I think it's the first issue that Marvel does the adaptation for the movie. I believe.
I know issue 3 shows him jumping down on Strack on the girders, and it's like, hey, not bad.
Yeah.
Well, then they did a prestige format edition of Darkman, which were like it was like $1 or $2 more. And those covers are cool. The one has him reaching out through the bandages, I have the first 2 issues of those. So what's funny is I said this before, he's a comic book character, but he first appeared in a movie.
Yep.
Instead of a comic book. Like he lends himself to that medium very well.
Best way to describe him ever is that.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man, So yeah, there was, I think it was Don Post at the time. They made a mask of Darkman, and that was about it, man. There was 0 merchandise for Darkman when it came out. And
crazy to me.
It stinks, So, fast forward years later, a toy company approached Universal about the license because, at this point, Darkman's pretty popular cult character, Universal thought they sold the license, but they didn't. They had the license the whole time. So we could have had Darkman action figures, but hey, you know what?
God, that makes you bad.
But hey, I like the one we got.
I do.
They also produced a bust of Darkman.
Oh, I remember that. It came out the same time.
Yeah. Yep. And it's the same type of thing. He has the Switcho hands and the Switcho head. Really cool stuff.
Actually more expensive, I believe.
Yeah, on eBay you can get the bust for about $70.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about, hey,
I might get that too.
It's cool. Then the figure was neat because they did an exclusive through Tower Records where white shirt and it comes with an extra head. You're like, yes,
That's awesome.
Then, I don't know, man. I'll say this. One of the best lines in a movie that involves murdering a bad guy is in Darkman. It's, where Strack is like, how would you live with yourself? Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yes.
Trying to talk him down. He's a villain, so you're aware of what he's doing.
Yeah.
He just drops him, dude. And again, if you don't know, he's holding the villain by his foot. A la Commando. Remember when I told you I'd kill you last? I lied. He drops the motherfucker off the cliff. Well, there's Darkman. He's holding Strack by his ankle. And he just drops him like he's fucking throwing away a paper cup. Just,
I'm learning to live with a lot of things.
Oh, so good. So good.
Such a great line. It's such a good line. Well, there's that one, and another one of my favorites too is at the ending is when he says, "I'm everyone but no one, everywhere but nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Call me Darkman." Yeah, it's such a great line. People can say it's corny, I don't care. That's a great line.
Well, no, that lends itself to the genre, man. That's, it's just one-liner city, and you had to know there was up to that point, the movie was filled with them, and a lot of the people had such good one-liners. You had to know it was going to end on a one-liner, and that's a pretty epic one.
It is. I think that's a great closer.
And it's Bruce Campbell. It's Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, it's the final shit. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Other people that are massive Bruce Campbell fans, I would hope know that. The other thing that I always loved was what was it? Oh, the carnival scene. We've got to cover the carnival scene before this episode ends. That's just, there's no way we can't not talk about that scene.
What again? My phone, it cut out. What was it?
Oh no, I was saying that, we've got to talk about the carnival scene before this episode.
Oh, that scene, I'm much older now, falling apart. That scene still leaves me in hysterics when I watch it.
Same here. There's still a lot of scenes in that movie that make me chuckle. That still make me laugh. That scene where Peyton is trying to land the pink elephant for Julie, and the Carney is a douche.
It's a carny, so he,
I'm sorry, buddy. Behind the black line. He's the boys behind the white line. So
here, pick the fucking elephant. Oh god, that whole scene is great, man.
I know, my guitar player used to always quote that line, and he pick the fucking elephant.
And all right, again, it has one of those Sam Raimi hallmarks where it's the lighting, the way the camera moves and stuff. And their faces that they make during the scene is hysterical. I guess when it hits Peyton, what's going on, and his look changes from shock to anger, and it's and the whole fucking thing is great, man. It's hysterical. I remember I had it on the other day, and I'm in here. And again, I'm serious. It makes me laugh out loud when I watch it. And the old lady's like, "What are you laughing at?" I'm like, "Darkman!"
Well, it's like I told you before we started the episode. That's the reason why I still keep the word scrim.
That's right. He's bringing it back.
And I guess when he goes, he was like, "Why don't you get lost, weirdo?" And then he's like, "The pink elephant," and he's like, "Why don't you just scram?" And he puts his two fingers on his chest, and that's when he just goes berserko.
Yeah, that shit's coming, man. When he's you're like,
When he puts his fingers back.
Yeah, because it's it's so over the top, and he picks the wrist and oh god, and he just chucks that dude like a fucking pizza box. He just takes out the whole thing. It's awesome, man. It's a really funny scene.
Oh, so great. I feel I legitimately feel sad for people that have not seen the, magnificent piece that Darkman is. I mean, I'm happy that we grew up in the time we did. I'm definitely not one of those people that, let's be like, "Oh, I grew up in the wrong era." No, I'm pretty happy where I came from because we got movies like Darkman. We got to have that a part of our childhood. And I just think about what you were saying earlier about, there being very little licensing. Could you imagine if they would have licensed Darkman action figures then?
want the set where it's the tractor trailer where he hooks the helicopter to and the tunnel, right?
Oh, you know what's funny? Every time I think about that scene, I always think about that theme. And like the opening of it where it's like
yeah, dude, it's
kiss your ass goodbye, Durant. Oh, it's so great. Like, you know, the other thing too. Oh, another one of my favorites is when Durant is. Remember, like when Peyton first dresses up like Durant and he robs the convenience.
Oh, the way he looks at the security camera and he's like, Robert G. Durant. And the cops go to his house and he's like, yes, I'm Robert G. Durant.
Would you like a bag for this, buddy? Yes.
Don't call me buddy.
Call me buddy. My name is Durant. Robert G. Durant. Yes, I'm Robert G. Durant. You see the handcuff.
Handcuff, yeah. Oh, God.
Were you nitwit?
I don't know, man. I'm trying to think because like Larry Drake, and it was funny they casted him as such a bad guy because he was in, I want to say L.A. Law.
Yeah, it was L.A. Law.
And he played like, I think it was like, he played someone with a mental disorder, right?
Yeah, it was a very sympathetic character. It was one of the most sympathetic characters on the show. And it's like, man, that's great. You know, it's just, I think Larry Drake is very underrated, actually, when you look at his career. Like, I always think about when that movie with Paul Rudd that came out in the mid-'90s. I always forget what it was called. It was a comedy. It was like a romantic comedy. And it was like he was trying to track down some package for his girlfriend or whatever. Yeah. And I remember Larry Drake pops up in it, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Durant.
Yeah, he always be Durant to me.
Yeah.
And another thing he was in, I want to say it was 1979 or 1980. It was a made-for-TV movie. It was called Dark Night of the Scarecrow.
Oh, you told me about that.
Yeah, he plays another person with a mental disorder who is wrongfully accused for a murder. And he comes back dressed as this fucking scarecrow, and there's some truly terrifying scenes in this movie. Like I mean, for a made-for-TV movie, it's really well done. If you haven't seen it, track it down. It's good stuff. I think it's on YouTube. You can watch it for free. So I mean, he was totally cast against type in Darkman. Then I think we covered Dr. Giggles in Slinky's Liquor Pawn and Video. And he's such a good actor. He was casted as Dr. Giggles, and they were trying to make a franchise with Larry Drake. And you have to listen to the podcast, man. There's so much shit surrounding that movie. Like, it's a wonder it even got released.
No, I actually listened to that episode like a while, like months ago.
Yeah. So yeah, but it's like, he was a great actor, dude, and, he really sells it as Durant. Like, he really sells the fact that he's this, like, despicable character.
Yeah. He was great, man. I mean, he was, like, that character. Overnight Delivery, by the way. That's what it was called.
Okay.
How the hell do I forget that? But, yeah, like, like, when he popped up in that, like, I remember being blown away. Like, well, no, and I mean, that's what I'm saying, though. Larry Drake was a very underrated actor, like, because he was actually more versatile than he ever had. Like, that's why I never understood. Like, I think for pop culture, if you were to do anything on Larry Drake, you would actually get, recognized for three characters, because Dr. Giggles still has a major cult following.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that really love the shit out of that movie. And it's another fun movie, it's a lot of fun.
There's people that remember him for that, and if they don't remember him for that, they remember him for L.A. Law, and if they don't remember him for L.A. Law, guys like you and I remember him as Robert G. Durant.
He's
always going to be Robert G. Durant does. You know, like, I can confidently speak for both of us on that, because as many times as we've talked about Darkman, as many times, like, this is how much I love Larry Drake. I know this sounds really, really corny, and I'm not trying to get, like, a badge for, you know, participating or whatever, but, like, when Larry Drake died, I remember posting a picture on Instagram, you know, and I wrote a little piece about, you know, the impact that Larry Drake had on me, you know, and how Robert G. Durant will always be one of my favorite villains, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I like the character. He's a fun character, you know?
No, he really is.
So, all right, for those who, you know, might not know, Slinky's facts, there are 2 direct to VHS classics that follow Darkman.
Yes.
Darkman 2, The Return of Durant. Ooh.
That's a good
one.
One.
Yeah, dude. And then Darkman 3, Die, Darkman, Die. I love the fucking name of Darkman 3. It's just, God.
I know, so do I.
For those who don't know, when these movies were in production, because they were shot literally back to back, here's the thing. They shot Darkman 3 before they shot Darkman 2. And here's why. Larry Drake was filming Dr. Giggles at the time, so they didn't know if they could get him because of scheduling conflicts and such. So they went ahead and said, fuck it, and shot Darkman 3. Then, I guess when that was done, Larry Drake finished Dr. Giggles, and so they were like, okay, we still have Arnold, so let's go with so I remember walking in the video store, right, and they just released them at the same time. Because I remember walking down the thing, and it was like in the new release section, and it was like Darkman 2, Darkman 3, and I'm like, what the fuck? And like my mind exploded.
I know I rented those. I'm like positive of that.
Yes, I did.
I mean, especially the title, you know, Darkman 3, Die, Darkman, Die. You know,
when I read that title, Die, Darkman, Die, my mind instantly reverted back to when Strack is talking to Darkman dressed up like Larry, or dressed up like Durant, and he's like a cockroach. And
you think you kill him?
Like, oh, yeah, exactly. He's like, I have a feeling he's going to pop up again here soon. I don't know why, but my mind went right to that scene, because I'm like, he is like a cockroach.
Like, here's something that is going to blow your mind.
Okay.
Now, some of this I knew, and some of this I didn't. Okay, are you ready for this?
Fucking lay it on me, brother.
Okay. Some of Darkman's elements were inspired by Batman. That one's not too much of a shocker. The Batman series contains the character Harvey Dent, who also starts out as a protagonist, but after being horribly disfigured by burns, his character becomes a villain. Sam Raimi is a fan of the Batman character and was among those passed over to direct the '89 Batman film. Yeah. Larry Drake and Liam Neeson would later work on Batman Beyond, The Winning Edge, and Batman Begins, which we knew that with Batman Begins. Yeah. I did not know that about Batman Beyond, The Winning Edge.
No, I didn't. Larry Drake did a voice in that, or?
Yeah, he did a voice in it. Oh my God.
Uh-oh, Mick's mind just...
Your mind's going to explode even more, because mine just did. Do you know who was originally going to be cast for Darkman before Liam Neeson?
Michael Keaton?
No. Are you ready? Are you sitting down for this?
Yeah.
Bill fucking Paxton.
What? Oh, yes. That's right. I did read that, but I forgot.
According to Paxton, he told his friend Liam Neeson about the audition. When Neeson got the role, Paxton was so angry that he did not speak to Neeson for months.
Okay, what I told you before, all right, I retract. Yeah, I got it mixed up. That's right. My apologies, people. My apologies.
That's
right.
So.
Dude, imagine if you could to be able to hear all the dealings and stuff that happen in Hollywood before these movies come out. Like, who was in line for this, but just, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, it's interesting because me and Mike from We Massacre, we used to talk about when we would go and read the Did You Know sections, that we wish that there was this alternate universe that existed, that we could watch these movies the way they were originally intended and who they originally were going to cast, just so you could see what that looked like. Like, could you imagine Darkman with Bill Paxton?
That would be crazy. The thing here's another one for you. We're way off track on this. Let's see. Robin Williams was supposed to be the Riddler for years. Imagine that, seeing Robin Williams as the Riddler. Right. That would have been crazy. Anyway, so would have been cool to see Darkman in like a multiverse.
I know, seriously. Like,
would have been pretty neat.
Oh, that would have been so rad. And then, there's so many, like, it makes me mad because you and I know so much about this movie and so much about this character.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, some of the stuff, like, I might have read the thing about Bill Paxton, but I'm not so sure because that just blew my mind.
Well, like, I read so much crap about this movie the other day, I started getting the shit mixed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was taking my notes, and so, but it would have been pretty cool to see, because I like Bill Paxton. The guy's awesome. There is one thing I want to say, though, about the end of this movie. He, Julie wants to, be with Peyton. She wants to, have their life again. They can't.
No.
He's all burnt up. He's permanently disfigured. What is it about the emotions? Like, if, the smallest thing could pop him off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he can feel no pain. So it's like, at the end, he pushes her away. So you're like, damn.
Well,
like, it still ends on that tragic note, because you're like,
it sucks because that why he does it,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But you don't want to see it happen, obviously, because you have that sympathy for him. Like, you were half right about something, though, by the way, that you told me earlier. You did not say it on the show.
Okay.
Talking about the Bruce Campbell thing. You were right. Sam Raimi did originally want Bruce Campbell for that role, but the producers were uncertain that Campbell could handle the part. So that's why,
I like Bruce Campbell, man. That guy he's another one. I'd watch him make a cheese sandwich, dude. Like,
yeah, seriously.
He's funny. Like, he's one of those guys that, to me, no matter what he does, he's unintentionally funny. Like, he could be serious as a heart attack having a flat tire and, like, legitimately pissed off. And I would probably be in hysterics just watching him.
Oh, yeah, same here. It's like,
yeah, he's one of those guys. So.
Another thing that's going to blow your mind. I knew that Sam Raimi was good friends with him, but I did not know this. The Coen brothers did uncredited doctoring on the finished script.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting.
Wow. Yeah, imagine a Coen brothers Darkman film. Ooh.
Wow, that would be weird.
That'd be like weird, noir, pulpy, crazy. Like,
yeah.
That would be bonkers, man. That'd be like Fargo with Darkman and shit. Yeah. So, all right, let's I don't know, probably try to wrap it up, I guess.
We should probably start wrapping it up soon. I think we didn't make it to an hour and 15 minutes, so I think we're doing pretty good. But no, that I think that we pretty much covered our basis on Darkman. for those of you that are listening, I really, really hope that this convinces you to give it another watch or watch it for the first time if you have not seen it.
Yeah.
I think that's tragic if you haven't seen it. But then again, your life still has hope if you watch it.
Right. But no, it's a great film, man. It's one of those movies, like if you were ever to talk to someone about Sam Raimi, it would definitely be mentioned and highlighted. To me, it would. I mean, a lot of the younger people are like, "Oh, Sam Raimi, the Spider-Man guy," and I'm like, "No, Sam Raimi, the Darkman, Evil Dead guy."
That's
like,
right.
Yeah, remember he had to hone his craft before he got to Spider-Man, so
that's right.
The studio had to greenlight using him, so
Spider-Man would be what it is if we didn't have Darkman.
See, when Spider-Man came out, that was another, I call it Batman phenomena. Because when the 89 Batman came out, Batman was everywhere, dude. Like,
yeah,
everywhere. And when Spider-Man came out, same thing. It was, everywhere. Like, I remember, dude, when I first saw Spider-Man, the theater was packed. Packed. There were no empty seats in the theater. Yeah, and it made me think back when I was a kid when we went to see Batman. My mom and I stood in line for like 2 hours to get those damn tickets to go see Batman. Like, I'll never forget that. But yeah, all right. This was, want to just throw it out there. This is our first episode, so we're still finding our footing. But, if you hadn't noticed, we're going to be talking about movies we, deeply love and have, a goofy amount of, admiration for. And yeah, we're just going to go all over, man. Like,
yeah. I mean, just expect more of this in the future. Like just to kind of put this out there too for our listeners or future listeners. We're not specifically going on genres. We are just picking. We pick our favorite films, our hidden gems of certain eras that we grew up in. There's no like specific genre that we cover. We just cover our favorite, movies that had an impact on us growing up. And, like that's what the basis of this show is.
It's a podcast for people who just like movies, man. Like you like that escapism. You want to put on a movie and be like, wow, if he blew up my lab, yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah, it's a little show for people who like movies, man. That's the best way I know how to do it. So, but,
hope that you guys tune in for our next episode, which I think it's pretty safe to say that we can announce the next episode.
Yeah, we're gonna roll with what? Tales from the Crypt presents.
Yes,
Demon Night.
we are going to be doing Demon Night for our second. Another gem from the 90s.
Yeah, dude. And don't think we got movies coming from different decades and stuff. We just these are the ones we picked on for the first.
There's more than that came from. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I'll wait on that to say anything because I don't know what
I'm talking about, but we've got some special holiday films too.
Yeah.
We'll say that. I mean, that's good enough. But thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And we will see you again or hear you again on our next episode, which will be Tales from the Crypt presents Demon Night.
So, all right, man. I'm your boy Slinky.
I'm Mick.
And, all right, let's get the fuck out of here, man.
See you again at Red Rabbit Drive-In.
That's right.
Episode of the Red Rabbit Drive-In Theater
Woo-hoo.
with my buddy